Hey everyone, take two. All right, so I hope the sound is coming in better. Um, but anyways, on today's Transformational Tuesday video, I'm going to be talking about my experience with TrimTea. And what is TrimTea, you may ask? It is a tea that you take once a day. This is what it looks like. You drink it once a day, and it is a slimming tea. Hey, buddy. So is the sound better? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. Sometimes I don't know what's going on with the mic, but that's not the first time that's happened. So thanks for bringing it to my attention. So so anyway, this is the box that it comes in, and there's a 30-day supply. You just drink one stick of tea once a day for 30 days. And I did one whole month just to see what would happen and what my results were. So if you didn't see my post earlier, I'm going to, here, let me pull up the salts here. So there was, okay, so first things first, what is in TrimTea, right? So what is in TrimTea is there's only 2 ingredients. So there's not a lot of additives or sweeteners or anything in here. Just 2 ingredients. It is just black tea extract. So if you've ever had black tea before, you'll know what this tastes like. But this isn't like the tea that you buy at the store where it's in the leaves. This is the black tea extract. So it is a much more concentrated form of black tea, and it's a more concentrated flavor as well. And then the second ingredient that is in TrimTea is Well Trim IG, which is African mango seed extract. So there's only 2 things in this tea. So it's very pure. It tastes phenomenal. It tastes just like, you know, black tea, basically. I can drink it straight up. And the great thing about this is that you can drink it hot or cold. So if you like your teas cold, you can drink this cold. If you like it warm or hot, you can drink it hot. Either way, it will still work the same. So there was a 10-week controlled double-blind placebo study with this before it was allowed on the market for the public. And in that study, so there was one group that took the TrimTea, and then one group that took a placebo. And for anyone who doesn't know what a placebo is you know, it's basically nothing. So let's say I give you a cup of water and I tell you it's soda, right? But it's not. It's water. So there's no soda in there. So that's basically what an example of what a placebo is. It's, you know, you're given something and you're told it's one thing, but it's really not. So it's in fact nothing. So anyway, so the placebo group in the 10-week study of taking the placebo TrimTea lost 1.5 pounds and lost 1.9% body fat. Now the group that actually took the TrimTea in 10 weeks lost 28 pounds and lost 6.3% body fat. Okay, so that is huge. And I just love that that is a clinical study that was done, and that those were the results. So I decided to grab a box and try it for myself. And here are my results. So I wanted to do something kind of unorthodox because, you know, I was already eating healthy. I was already exercising. I had a good routine going on, and I was already starting to, you know, shed some pounds and, you know, losing body fat and stuff. So I'm not quite where I want to be yet, but I was already on my way, you know, already on my health journey, right? To get to the, to my ideal body weight, or to my ideal BMI, right? So I grabbed the box and I did 1 whole month. And so what I did was I figured, you know, well, what's the average person, you know, looking for when you know, in for people that like to drink tea, that's looking for slimming tea, right? You know, they're looking for something that's going to work, that's not really going to require much out of them, right? So I wanted to see what would happen if I just took the tea and did nothing else. So I stopped exercising for the month that I took the tea. I stopped exercising and I upped my fatty food intake. So I ate out a lot more. I had more burgers, more, you know, pizza, like all the fatty stuff, like as much as I could. I didn't overeat, but I ate till I was full, okay? So I changed up my eating habits a little bit, and then I also and I stopped exercising. So those were the 2 things I did, and then I drank 1 of these a day. So my results after 1 month of doing that, I really wasn't expecting much, because I was just like, I'm doing all the stuff I'm not supposed to be doing, right? I'm eating really unhealthy. I'm not exercising at all, and I'm probably gained more than anything, right? So I started out at 171, and by the end of the month, I was down to like 160. So I had lost 10 pounds. Well, it was 160 point something. So yeah, so just 10 pounds. I was still down 10 pounds doing nothing else. Really, you know, stop doing, like, not doing anything really healthy except for drinking this tea. Like, that was the only thing that I did outside of what I normally did, besides, you know, the not exercising and stuff like that. So to me, I thought that was pretty cool. So I am waiting on my next order. I reordered this, and you know, and the thing is, it's best to do it for 3 months, and that's because the first month that you take this, what it's doing is it is regulating your hormones, and it's kind of rebalancing stuff in your body so that you are able to you know, lose the weight, and not just the weight, but lose the fat. And that's the thing, is you're losing fat. So it's not just water weight, it's not anything like that, it's actual body fat that you're losing. So I was really shocked by the results. I like I said, I was expecting to gain weight, but I in turn lost weight. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't take any measurements, which was something that now looking back, I wish I had done. So what I'm going to do now is, when I get my next order in, the best thing to do for TrimTea is to take it take it for 3 months, and then because you're going to get the best results that you're going to see and that you're going to get is in your 2nd and 3rd month of taking TrimTea. So I always recommend everyone to get a 3-month supply, and that's what I did. So I'm really excited to get my next shipment in, and this time I'm going to actually put in a little bit more effort to see what the difference is from what I did the first month and then, you know, my next 3 months. So this time I'm actually going to start exercising again and start eating, you know, and continue eating healthy, and then add the tea in, and then see what the difference is in results wise. So I'm actually really now that I'm not drinking the TrimTea, I actually miss drinking it every day. So I love tea, by the way, and even if you don't like tea, you're still gonna really enjoy the flavor of TrimTea. It is not bad at all. It doesn't need any sugar or any lemon or honey or anything else that you would normally add into other teas to make it more flavorful. There is lots of flavor in here. So, and even if you don't like to drink tea, I mean, it's 6 ounces of water plus the tea, right? It's 6 ounces of tea. Like, just gulp it down. Just take it, right? Okay, so I'm going to, oh, hey, Paul. Hi, yeah, I'm glad you're finally on. Okay, hey, Amy. Hi, Micah. Hi, Goming. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, Shannon. Okay, awesome. Oh, okay, 18 pounds. Is that you or are you talking about me? No, I only lost 10. Um, Yes, Betty, yes, I do. I do agree. It goes down really smooth. Honestly, like I finished my cup of tea and I'm like, I want more. But you really only need to take it's once a day. I I was at uh I was at a business. I was at a work meeting tonight, and someone had asked, "Well, would it be okay if I took 2 per day, like up the dose, right?" But we don't recommend doing that because it's 1 cup a day is all you really need. I say if the system ain't broke, don't try to fix it, right? So I just stick with the 1 serving a day, but it's so good. If I could drink it all the time, I would, but I not going to do that. But what I also really like about this tea is that it has been shown that I know that a lot of people who are looking for something to add to their regimen on their weight loss journey that are also on prescription medication, they're really worried about if what they're adding is how that's going to affect the prescription medicine, right? So, but the great thing about this is because it's only 2 ingredients, the African mango seed extract and the black tea extract. And in the clinical study, they did look into that as well. And the great thing about this tea is that it is not going to affect any prescription medication that you are taking. So no matter what medications you're on, you can still take this, add this into your regimen, and it will still work for you. If anything, it'll probably kind of help you on the journey. So I'm just so excited to get my my next order in, and I just can't wait. I really miss drinking it every day, and I'm excited to see what my results are going to be after doing it for 3 months, really actively, getting back into my routine of exercising and eating healthy. It was really hard at first to not eat some of the healthy stuff that I wanted to eat, just because I wanted to stay true to, the American standard diet of like the fatty foods and all that stuff. So, oh, you know what? Another great thing that that happened while I was drinking the tea was that, I'm an emotional eater. I'll eat when I'm happy. I'll eat when I'm sad. I'll eat when I'm depressed. I'll eat when I'm cranky, when I'm irritated, and especially when I'm bored, right? So, so I snack a lot. But when I was taking the tea, even though I was eating really, really unhealthy stuff for my meals, in between my meals, I noticed that I wasn't snacking as much as I normally do. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like I noticed right away that I was just eating whatever I was eating for my meal. And then once I was full, that was it. I didn't really feel the need to, even when I got bored or cranky, I didn't really feel the need to reach out for food. So I thought that was really, really great. And that is something that a lot of other people that are taking this tea have said as well, that, for the people that used to snack a lot, they find that they're not snacking as much anymore. And so that's great. So I wanted to also talk about something else about the tea, and now I can't think of it. So if any of you have any questions about the tea that you want to ask, just kind of, let me know. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hey, Shaw. Yeah, Betty, I'm such a bored eater. Like if I'm bored and I'm just at home not really doing anything, I'll grab I'll grab snacks. So But yeah, so it was really, I have to tell you though, for someone who has like, you know, who is actively trying to stay active, like for the, it was a little weird at first, not like, you know, because you're so used to your routine to wake up and then be like, oh no, you can't exercise. So, and even my husband was like, did you stop exercising? Why don't you go like do your workouts? And I'm just like, no, it's for this thing I'm doing. So I'm experimenting. So, but now I'm really, I'm really happy that I can exercise again. So getting back into the routine of going out and doing what I used to do. So so anyways, I'm still waiting on my shipment of TrimTea to come in. So if any of you want to try it, you know, get your own testimony to see how it works for you, let me know. And also, you know, just as a disclaimer, these are, you know, this was just my experience, and my experience is going to be different from yours. So it might not, you know, just because I was able to lose 10 pounds on the first month doesn't mean that I'm not guaranteeing that if you were to take TrimTea, that's how much you would lose. It's just everybody's body is different, and everybody, you know, so if you, I would say if you want to know if it's going to work for you, I would grab it, you know, grab it and try it yourself. That was my experience. I was just completely shocked at how much I did lose. So I'm really excited. So what I'm going to do is before I start my next 3 months, I'm going to take all my measurements. I'm going to take a before picture, and I'm going to, you know, I'm not going to weigh in daily, but I'm going to weigh in weekly. And the scale that I have, it's not just weight, it does measure your body fat content as well. So I'm going to keep track of that number also. And then I will document it and then let you guys know what the results are after I'm done with my 3 months. So I'm really, really excited to start that. And if anybody has taken this and has had any results with it, you know, I would love to hear your testimony as well. I would love to hear feedback from you as well. So please share if you, you know, feel compelled to. I just can't say enough good things about this TrimTea. It is like legitly awesome. So but I'm just excited to see what my results are going to be with actually putting an effort, right? So it was hard to like not do anything at all and just I know my husband was like, what are you doing? But now that I'm back, now that I'm actually working out again, I feel better. Not that I didn't feel good on this. I still, you know, the thing is, like, before I saw any, before I actually, you know, weighed myself and saw that how much I had lost, I did notice, like, so the first thing you're going to notice is your you're going to stay fuller longer in between meals. And also you're going to feel your pants get looser and looser. So that was one of the first things I noticed after I started taking the tea, was that, you know, I didn't necessarily see myself getting thinner in the mirror, but I felt lighter, and I felt the difference. I didn't necessarily see it, but I felt it. And definitely all my pants were that I wore during the month, they were really looser. Like I could feel my tummy coming in again. So it was really, really interesting. So that is definitely something that I noticed taking the tea. Let's see. Oh, hey Ying. So, what am I doing for exercise? Okay, so my husband and I, we used to go to the gym every day, or we had a gym membership, but then when we had to cut down on some costs, we decided that, you know, there's plenty of workouts that we can do to stay fit without needing a gym membership. And honestly, we were both so busy with everything else that we stopped going as much, because when we first got it, we were going every day. We were pretty good about that, right? And then after some time, it got to a point where it was down to like maybe twice a week, or if we were lucky, maybe once a week. So it just got to a time where our schedules just weren't in line, so we weren't able to make it to the gym too often. So we got rid of our gym membership, and now I just do workouts at home. I do some workouts off of YouTube. I go walking. I do some workouts. I'll look up videos because we have Netflix, and then we also have direct, not direct, but we're with Xfinity. So there's some videos on the exercise channel, and then I've got some workout DVDs that I work out too. So it all varies. It all depends on what I feel like doing that day. I am really kind of starting to get into yoga, which was something I always wanted to do. It just never really, I guess, made time to learn how to do it. So, but now I'm getting into that, and then I also meditate as well. So it's different every day. I try to do something different, because especially if you're doing like a cardio workout, your body kind of gets used to that, and then it's not as effective. So I don't really focus more on cardio. But I do change it up every now and again. But I do make sure that I do something every day. At least minimum, if I can't do like an hour, at least minimum 20-30 minutes, minimum 3 times a week, but I try to do it, but I do it every day. So it's just good to stay active. And sometimes, just going dancing is a workout in itself, because, you're up, you're moving, you're sweating, you're just being active. And hey, I think if I remember correctly, laughing, I think you lose like 3 calories laughing every time you laugh or something. So there's always that too, right? Okay, but yeah, so now now that I'm done with my month, I am exercising again, and I'm really liking it. So does anybody have any other questions about the TrimTea? I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to say to you guys about it. I can't think of it now. The train has left, and I can't remember what it was I wanted to say. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to give it a minute or so for anyone. Oh. Hey, thanks for joining. So again, it is TrimTea. Take it once a day, and it tastes really, 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 really good. So I will let you guys know when I start my next 3 months, and then and I will post up the results. I won't do it every Tuesday because I kind of want to keep the videos different every single time, so I'm not boring you with stuff, or with like the same kind of content. Okay, so there's only 2 ingredients in the tea. So it's black tea extract, and then the Well Trim IG, and it's the Well Trim that that does the majority of the work for you. So let me see if I can find those statistics. Okay, so what the Well Trim does is it helps with with the reduction of C-reactive protein, and it's a C-reactive protein that that actually, let me see. Let me find that. I want to say that is, you know what, let me find that for for you while I'm here. Because I had that in. Okay, so while I'm looking for what I had about the C-reactive protein, so I'll talk about something else. So the well trim, what it also does is, and the well trim, that's the African mango seed extract. So one of the things that it does is it stops the production of fat. So you know how fat cells, they like to multiply and grow, right? So what the well trim, what that does is it will actually stop the fat cell from growing or from multiplying. And okay. Okay, so there is an enzyme that that is involved in our body in converting blood sugar into fat. That's, I think, G3PDH is the name of the enzyme, and it's people who are obese or are overweight have more of this enzyme in their body, and that is what is causing the fat production to grow. So well trim helps to inhibit this enzyme by 71.6%, if I remember correctly, compared to a control or a placebo. So that is why so that's also an interesting reason of why the fat production is cut down. But yeah, all I know is that it just keeps the fat cells from multiplying, and so it's good for cardiovascular health. It also is really great well trim is great at controlling blood sugar levels. So anyone with diabetes type 2, I want to say this would really help with controlling your blood sugar levels. And again, this is why, like I was saying earlier before, if you're taking like prescription medication, this because there's only 2 ingredients in the tea, it's not going to what's the word I'm thinking of? It's not going to interfere with your medication. Let's see. And oh, hey Tracy, hey Ka, hey Abo. Okay, so let's see, Betty. Not diuretic, but it's, oh yes, I agree, Betty. I love that it's not a diuretic. So this won't make you go to the bathroom. It's not a laxative. There's it doesn't have anything in there that's going to like make you go poo, and that's how you lose pounds. So yeah. Okay, did anyone have any other questions? All right. Any side effects? No, not really. I mean, only good stuff, nothing bad. So I just noticed that I felt fuller longer, and I was feeling, satiated after eating. I didn't really have to worry about portion control, because the great thing about this is, so there's this let's see. Okay, so leptin is a hormone that is in all of us, okay? So leptin, it is a hormone that kind of it. I'm trying to see how I can explain this best. So leptin is produced by fat cells, and it crosses our blood-brain barrier to bind with receptors in our brain. So in a specific region of our brain, it does that, and leptin tells us to stop, like when to stop eating. So you know how when you eat and you have that feeling of fullness. For people who are overweight and obese, we have increased levels of inflammation, and the inflammation causes the leptin to not be able to it causes so the inflammation, which is the let's see, I'm trying to find. Okay, so yes, now I remember. Okay, so remember the C-reactive proteins that I was talking about earlier. So C-reactive proteins binds to leptin, and what that does is it prevents the leptin hormone from crossing our blood-brain barrier to tell us to and to communicate with the receptors in our brain to tell us that to stop eating. So when that happens, when someone who is overweight, we eat when we're hungry or something like that, right? So, or I mean, not just overweight, I mean, all people do, I'm sorry. So someone who has a lot of C-reactive proteins, that binds with the leptin hormones, and then that causes that hormone not to do its job. And when the leptin doesn't do its job, then we eat and eat and eat, and we don't have a feeling of fullness, or if we do, we can't really tell. And I can attest to that only because I notice a difference from when I wasn't taking the tea to now, of like not really knowing when I could eat. I would feel a little bit full, but I was still feeling hungry, right? I was still craving for the sugar and the bad stuff. So I would continue to eat even when I was probably full. And that was because I had a lot of C-reactive proteins, my marker was probably really high. So then when it's like that, then your trigger to stop eating is blocked, and then you're I think what is called leptin resistance. But what happens when you drink the TrimTea is that the well trim reduces the serum, the C-reactive proteins. It reduces that, so that way the leptin hormone can function the way it's supposed to, cross at the blood-brain barrier, and then it will communicate with the receptors in your brain to tell you that you're full, so that you stop eating when you're full. And then so that's kind of how it works. That's a little bit of the science behind it. I'm still learning about this product, so I don't know everything about it, but I know enough to know, and from my own experience, I know enough that it works, and this is definitely something that I will continue to take or implement in my routine, and it's something that I have nothing but good things to say. So so in that clinical study, the 10 weeks, the C-reactive protein in the group that took the TrimTea, there was a reduction. There was a 51.7% reduction in the C-reactive protein, and that is something I'm sure you can go to your doctor and get a blood test drawn to see where your C-reactive proteins levels are, and then and that is something that I think I'm going to do for when I do my 3 months as well. Get my blood work done, just so I know where my levels are. So I have a before and an after, and then also take all my measurements and all that stuff. And then I'll keep you guys posted. I will do a video when my 3 months is done, but then in between I'll also post up so that you guys know, you know, how I'm, you know, where my progression is in the timeline. So, oh, thanks. Well, I am still on a journey, right? I'm not at my ideal weight yet. And if for those that know me from high school and my younger years, you know, I used to be very, very skinny. So, and because I had such a high metabolism when I was younger, I literally ate everything, and I really didn't care as much as I do now about, you know, what I'm putting into my body. I didn't really focus on like being healthy really wasn't a focus, and I just didn't think about it. I just kind of ate whatever tasted good, right? And that really caught up with me in my 20s, and then in my 30s, you know, it all just caught up to me. And you know, over the years, I just slowly packed on the pounds. And I think last year, 2016, and early 2017, I think I was at my heaviest. And it was, you know, I had to be honest with myself. Like, you need to like really do something about this, because if you don't, you know, diabetes isn't something that runs in my family. Genetically at least, but high blood pressure is, you know. So and I think I got a wake-up call when I went to go do like you know, my annual yearly checkup, and I found out that I was pre-diabetic. So I really got scared, and I was just like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, how can you let yourself get out of control? Like, you know, how did you let your health go down the drain, right? So I really had to be honest with myself and come to the conclusion that, you know, it does really matter like what you put in your mouth. You have to be really conscientious of what you're putting into your body, how you're fueling it, how you're feeding your brain and your body. And you know, it's just for those that really want to take control of that and to really be healthy, you know, it matters. And you do have to think about what you put into your body. And, you know, you do. And, you know, so I did my research. I tried a whole bunch of things. I ate vegan for a month. I ate plant-based for a while. I did a lot of stuff, and it was always, you know, it was always up and down. And I'm still on my journey. I still eat. I'm not vegan, even though I tried that for a little bit. And but I'm still on my health journey. I'm still figuring it out. I'm still trying to find what works for me. And I am more than happy to share my journey with you guys. And then also, if you guys have any, you know, trips or tips, I'm more than happy to get your feedback on that as well. I'll have to say, my 1 month that I did vegan, I did lose weight on that, doing that too. But I have to be honest, I was missing eating. So I live in a house full of meat eaters. This is a meat and potatoes kind of house, right? So it was fine not eating meat, but I will have to say that I was kind of missing it a little bit. And so I, you know, just slowly started to, like, after not having meat for a while, I slowly started to add meat back in a little bit. So once in a while, I will still eat vegan and plant-based. Like, I'll still have a meal where there's no meat and it's just all plant-based, or it's a vegan meal. But I'm not fully like no meat, because I feel like, I don't know, I guess I just haven't come to a point where I'm ready to fully cut it out yet. It was a real struggle when I did it before, only because, you know, every day, I swear, for a whole week, everyone had ribs for dinner, like 3, 4 or 5 times like in 1 week, and I was just like, are you guys kidding me? You guys are eating ribs in front of me. So I would have to like not eat dinner with everyone because yeah, I don't know, it was kind of hard. I mean, I enjoyed what I was eating. It's not like I was miserable, because there's some really, really great vegan food out there, and it's definitely very, very healthy for you. And but I think I kind of, you know, I do also like eating meat, and now I just kind of limit the amount that I eat, but I'll still eat it. And I think because the way our culture is, especially within the shamanism community, it's very meat based. So if my husband and I decide to stick with being shaman, it's going to be really hard to do some of the stuff that we do, and without having to, you know, without incorporating meat in there, only because with the traditions and all that stuff, it you know, we have to, you know, there's sacrifices that are made, and I don't know. So it was just going to be kind of hard. So, I mean, maybe I'll be vegan one day. I don't know. I'm slowly working up to it. But I do love eating plant-based, and especially just eating more vegetables and more fruit. And I just cut back on eating the meat. One thing I have done is I've cut out dairy. Once in a while, I'll slip in and accidentally have cheese, and then I'll forget. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm not supposed to eat cheese. But that's a personal reason. Like, my reasons for why I cut out dairy is, you know, I just don't think it's for, I mean, I just don't think that there's anything good that we get from drinking milk or cheese or anything like that. So, that's just I just personally I don't like the industry. I don't support how and where milk comes from, how we get it. And I don't think, I mean, it's not something that, I won't get into it here. I'll probably talk about it in a different segment, but yeah, no, I just not down with dairy. So, yeah, and I will say that the few times that I have slipped in and accidentally eaten cheese or something like that, it's you know, my body doesn't take, I mean, I'm not lactose intolerant, because I know a lot of Asians are. I'm not lactose intolerant, so I can eat cheese and not get a reaction or anything like that. But I do, like, since I've stopped, you know, incorporating dairy in my, you know, since I stopped, I don't miss it at all. I don't miss yogurt, or I don't even miss ice cream or anything like that. I don't miss drinking milk. I don't miss any of that. I will say that when I do have cheese, it's, my body doesn't react like it, you know, like I don't get sick or anything like that, but I do notice that I feel, I don't know, a little weird. It's weird because it doesn't give me a stomach ache or anything like that, but it does. I can feel the difference. You know, I feel really sluggish, and I feel really, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's just, I just choose not to eat it now. So now I just have to be super, super conscious. And the only times I have to really think about if I'm going to have cheese or not, or when I'm in a restaurant ordering food that comes with cheese on it. So like salads, or if I get a burger, I have to make sure, oh, can you like take out the cheese from that burger? Or if I'm like, you know, so it's just, but I don't have to worry about that when I'm at home and when I'm cooking, because then I just don't add, you know, my husband still eats cheese, so he'll add cheese to his stuff, but I just don't have it in mine. Yeah, so I'm sorry, we got off on a tangent. Okay. Oh, hey, Rosanna. Thanks for joining. All right. So does anyone else have any questions or comments that you want to add? Okay. Oh, yep, I hear you, Betty. And if you're going to have red meat, if you're going to have anything else other than the lean, you know, white meats, if you're going to have red meat, definitely have the digestive enzymes, because that will really help to, you know, to digest that for you. Let's see. You know, I wish I could go no red meat. The only reason why I don't is because one of my plans is to go to Japan and go to Kobe and try their Kobe Wagyu beef steak, because I hear it's thebomb.com, and I definitely want to try it. And I will probably film it and upload it for you guys. So that's the only reason why I really, to be like, honestly, that's the only reason why I haven't fully given up red meat. Yeah, so no, but I hear you. Like, definitely the lean meats are much easier to digest, and they're a little easier on your digestive system to process. Let's see. Yes, I know. But you know what? It's all about quantity too. Like, you know, if you want to have a piece of steak, that's fine. I mean, but if you're gonna once in a while is okay. You know, if you're eating 10 in each sitting, that's probably not very good. And then, but you know, but if you couple, like, you know, like a 6 or 8 ounce of steak with lots and lots of veggies, you know, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's as long as you're getting in like a high amount of veggies. And I, you know, like for me, I'm not going to tell you how to eat. Like, it's just what, you know, I'm going to eat what I want to eat, because you know, so, I mean, you make your choices with the information that you have, and, you know, good on you if you decide to eat healthier than what I'm eating. But yeah, no, I just figure up your veggies and up your fruit, and as long as you're eating more fruits and veggies, then, you know, that's better anyways. I can eat a whole meal with just fruits and or just veggies and get full off of that. So, and the thing with vegetables that you guys do have to keep in mind too is they're really nutrient dense, and they're high in the water content is very high. So you do have to eat a larger portion of fruits and vegetables to get full, versus if you were eating more like the complex carbs, like potatoes, or, you know, or steak or red meats and stuff like that. They're because they just a little bit goes a long way. It keeps you full really for a really long time. At least for me it does. So yep, you can only get Kobe beef in I think it's 11 restaurants that are licensed to serve it in the entire US. So if you are going to a restaurant and they have Kobe beef on the menu, ask to see their license, because if they don't have the license, then it's not really Kobe beef, and you're paying up the butt for something that's not what they claim it to be. So let's see. Oh, hey, C, thanks for joining. Yeah, okay, so if no one else really has anything, then I think I am going to leave it here. We kind of got off topic a little bit, and this ran a little long. So thank you everyone for joining me. I will again, I will, you know, keep you guys updated on what I'm doing and how it's going. And I will post all my results and all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys spending your time with me, and hope you guys have a wonderful night. If you guys have any additional questions or comments or anything, you know, just post it in the comment section, like my video. And I'm also on YouTube, so you can hop on over there and, you know, like and subscribe there as well. Also on Instagram, and all that information is in the box. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining me. And, you know, I love you all. All right. Have a good night. Bye.